He is one of Cromwell's most enthusiastic disciples. But what attached him to the cause? His father and mother were Catholics. I believe his hatred of the king, who deprived him of his estates, and forbade him to bear the name of De Winter. And what name does he now bear? Mordaunt. A Puritan, yet disguised as a monk he travels alone in France. Do you say as a monk? It was thus. And by mere accident, may God pardon me if I blasphemeth it, he heard the confession of the executioner of Bethune. Then I understand it all. He has been sent by Cromwell to Mazarin, and the queen guessed rightly. We have been forestalled. Everything is clear to me now. Adieu, Count, till tomorrow. But the night is dark, said Athos, perceiving that Lord de Winter seemed more uneasy than he wished to appear, and you have no servant. I have Tony, a safe if simple youth, hallowed there, Grimaud, Olivain, and Blaisois. Call the Viscount and take the musket with you. Blaisois was the tall youth, half groom, half peasant, whom we saw at the Chateau de Bragelonne, whom Athos had christened by the name of his province. Viscount, said Athos to Raoul, as he entered, you will conduct my lord as far as his hotel, and permit no one to approach him. Oh, Count, said De Winter, for whom do you take me? For a stranger who does not know Paris, said Athos, and to whom the Viscount will show the way. De Winter shook him by the hand. Grimaud, said Athos, put yourself at the head of the troop, and beware of the monk. Grimaud shuddered, and nodding, awaited the departure, regarding the butt of his musket with silent eloquence. Then, obeying the orders given him by Athos, he headed the small procession, bearing the torch in one hand and the musket in the other, until it reached De Winter's inn, when, pounding on the portal with his fist, he bowed to my lord and faced about without a word. The same order was followed in returning, nor did Grimaud's searching glance discover anything of a suspicious appearance, save a dark shadow, as it were, in ambuscade, at the corner of the Rue Guénégaud and of the quay. He fancied, also, that in going he had already observed the street watcher who had attracted his attention. He pushed on toward him, but before he could reach it the shadow had disappeared into an alley, into which Grimaud deemed it scarcely prudent to pursue it. The next day, on awaking, the Count perceived Raoul by his bedside. The young man was already dressed, and was reading a new book by M. Chapelain. Already up, Raoul, exclaimed the Count. Yes, sir, replied Raoul, with slight hesitation. I did not sleep well. You, Raoul, not sleep well? Then you must have something on your mind, said Athos. Sir, you will perhaps think that I am in a great hurry to leave you when I have only just arrived. But have you only 2 days of leave, Raoul? On the contrary, sir, I have 10. Nor is it to the camp I wish to go. Where, then, said Athos, smiling, if it be not a secret? You are now almost a man, since you have made your first passage of arms, and have acquired the right to go where you will without consulting me. Never, sir, said Raoul, as long as I possess the happiness of having you for a protector, shall I deem I have the right of freeing myself from a guardianship so valuable to me. I have, however, a wish to go and pass a day at Blois. You look at me, and you are going to laugh at me. No, on the contrary, I am not inclined to laugh, said Athos, suppressing a sigh. You wish to see Blois again, it is but natural. Then you permit me to go? You are not angry in your heart, exclaimed Raoul, joyously. Certainly, and why should I regret what gives you pleasure? Oh, how kind you are, exclaimed the young man, pressing his guardian's hand, and I can set out immediately. When you like, Raoul. Sir, said Raoul, as he turned to leave the room, I have thought of one thing, and that is about the Duchess of Chevreuse, who was so kind to me, and to whom I owe my introduction to the Prince. And you ought to thank her. Raoul. Well, try the Hotel de Lines. Raoul, and ask if the Duchess can receive you. I am glad to see you pay attention. Both. Sir, asked Raoul, astonished. Both. Raoul went out, and when Athos heard his young, joyous voice calling to Grimaud and Olivain, he sighed. It is very soon to leave me, he thought, but he follows the common custom. Nature has made us thus. She makes the young look ever forward, not behind. He certainly likes the child, but will he love me less as his affection grows for her?